This is his fourth season. His contract option, his fifth-year option as a former first-round pick, was picked up by the Oakland Raiders, which means he's on the hook for $13.9 million next year, but it's guaranteed for injury only, which is an important distinction here for the Cowboys moving forward. Rod, you were there in Oakland when they drafted Amari in 2015. What are the Cowboys getting?
They're getting a guy with a lot of skills. He's been inconsistent, yes, but that team's been inconsistent. So, you go back and look at his numbers in 15 and 16, and he played pretty good football. You come in 17, Cook comes in, and then his numbers go down, but you bring in another pass catcher. So I think the biggest thing for him, that what he's going to give to the Dallas Cowboys, he's going to give a guy that can take the top off of defense. He can run. He's a really good route runner. My only thing with him is he going to be tough enough to sustain playing week in and week out and being the number one guy. Now, Beasley's a slot guy. So the slot guy, he can play. So now having somebody outside of Hearns, but somebody that can run, somebody can take that top off of defense, that's going to be good for this young football team for the Dallas Cowboys.
Look, Amari Cooper is a talented player, but as you mentioned, Rod, we have not seen him be consistent. And they had some options. They had some weapons. Marshawn Lynch, Derek Carr. They had, Jared Cook, some tight ends who could do some things to free him up. And we still see them go out and get a Jordy Nelson, some of these other players to fit into this offense. So, again, John Gruden at the Combine told me how much he loved Amari Cooper. But now you see clearly they didn't love him that much. I do say this. They got, the first-round pick for Dallas to give up. Amari Cooper better be good because that pick, the way things are going with Dallas right now, is going to be a mid-first-round pick. They can replenish that roster a little bit right there. I guess they figure they're competitive. They need some help right now. Does Amari Cooper put them over the top in that division?
Does he give them what Dez Bryant gave them in 2014 when they had it going with
different type of receiver?
No. Well, no question, different type of receiver. I'm talking about production.
No, and it's not just – I don't think it's just production. I think Dez obviously was a different kind of player, as we've said, and he was much more physical. Amari is not that type of player, and Rod talks about toughness. In my mind, Amari still has to prove that he is a number one receiver when all things are said and done. And the fact that, the Cowboys gave up a number one for him, they've invested in him. They're going to pick up that option on him. He will be back. So you're not renting him for half a season. I just don't know that he's that guy. And the other thing is wide receivers are dependent on their quarterback. And Dak has yet to show that he can be that type of passer who's going to look back at Amari's first two seasons. He averaged roughly 80 catches and 1,100 yards. He hasn't come close to that the last 2 years with a quarterback, who I think we would all agree is a much better passer, particularly pocket passer, than Dak is.
Averaging just 3.5 receptions and just under 50 yards a game since 2017.
So one of the things Reggie McKenzie said in explaining all of this, he says that the changes they have made on the coaching staff have contributed now to some of these players not fitting the schemes that these new coaches are running. Well, I'm with you, Rod. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that as well. To me, that's bad coaching. But having said that, does Amari fit what the Dallas Cowboys are going to do down there?
Yeah.
Well, great players with great talent fit any system. And it's your job as a coach to find the way he fits, not what he doesn't fit, where he does fit, what's his talents, how can I use him, and then use him.
Unless what?
Unless you have the...
Unless what? Well, unless the head coach has so much ego that you are going to do it my way or you're not going to do it.
Let's get